What is going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing good. Happy New Year to everybody joining in right now. I hope you guys are doing good. I've missed you guys a lot. It's good to be back. Good to be in 2023. The market is doing a lot of stuff, which we're going to go into in just a moment. We've got some news to cover as well. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing good. It's going to be a bit of a shorter episode as I ease myself back into the streaming. But like I said, I hope you guys all enjoy the episode. So first things first, are we live? We are live. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So look, what is going on with the market now? Everything is looking green, right? Everything is looking good. So what we're going to do is we're going to break that down a little bit for you, and we're going to try and understand what's going on, why it's going on, and hopefully how we can, get ourselves more involved and hopefully make a bit of money. Quick shout out to the usuals. We've got August in the chat here. I gave you a follow back on Twitter today, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. JMO, good to see you. Good morning, mate. Thank you very much. We got Gaza here saying hi, everyone. Great to see you. Thank you very much, Gaza. Frederico joining from the office. Federico's passionate. He's always there. He's always there. Crypto AM saying, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yep, definitely. If you're watching this live or if you're watching this recorded, help us get to 100 likes. We like to get over 100 likes so that the stream can get more visibility. All right. It helps with the algorithms and stuff like that. And, I want the channel to grow, right? As much as I want all of you lovely people to grow. So please do like and subscribe, bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Check the links in the description below if you're watching this recorded for the free Telegram channel and the Binance reference link. All right. This episode is sponsored by Binance. So quick shout out to them. Best exchange in the space. They will continue to grow. They'll dominate in the next space too. You guys know who Binance is. Elizabeth, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining, my love. All good, all good, all good. Lily, my love, good to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Jay, good to see you. Appreciate it. Mike says hi. NJ, great to see you, mate. Frederico again, and we've got Nickerman here as well saying, bet our good old JP will dump on us again. Yeah, we'll talk about that in just a moment. So look, let me tell you what. Let me bring my screen up very quickly, and let's start talking about what's going on with this market. All right. Now, in terms of traditional markets, we need to be aware of what's happening in order to protect our positions and in order to make sure that we don't get sort of what's the word I'm looking for? When a rabbit gets caught in the headlights, kind of, you know what I mean? We don't want to get ourselves into one of those situations. So, in regards to FX, anything going on? Monday, nothing really, but tomorrow we have got Fed Chairman Powell, Jerome Powell. He's going to be speaking. Now, what is he going to be talking about? Obviously, it's going to do with inflation. Obviously, it's going to do with the economy. And very obviously, it's going to do with our risk on situation that we're in right now. The market has taken a risk on environment. How that's happened? Well, it's being led by equities. All right. The S&P is what's rallying, and that's causing the rest of the risk on pairs to rally with it. Now, Bitcoin obviously being one of those. Now, for all you guys might know that if Bitcoin's rallying, then ETH is going to rally. And if ETH rallies and the rest of the market stays stagnant, then what's going to happen is ETH is going to start overtaking Bitcoin. When that happens, the rest of the altcoins will start moving. And the rest of the altcoins are moving in a really, really interesting way. They're moving in sectors and they're not moving all in one. We had some layer twos like Solana going really wild. And what I'll do is I'll bring up this before we do that, let's quickly finish this. So we've got Jerome Powell. He's talking tomorrow. And then for the rest of the week on Thursday, we've got CPI. All right. So these are the two major things that we need to worry about. All right. We've got Fed chairman talking tomorrow. That might be bearish. However, CPI on Thursday, I'm guessing that we're going to be coming in lower in terms of inflation. So keep an eye on that as well. All right. If we're going to be getting CPI coming in, the data print comes in and says that we're going to be lower on inflation, it's probably going to be enough fuel for the market to continue its run. All right. And we'll go into some TA in just a moment. But before we do that, let's have a quick look at across the board just to see what's going on. The market is in all green. It's just all green. Everything that we look at right here is in green. From the 24-hour perspective, I can't see any red in the top 100, apart from another version of Tether. But everything is looking wild. And the good thing about this is, whichever your favorite altcoins is, whichever sector that you're looking at, which you enjoy, that is getting some relief as well. So things like metaverse, things like layer twos, things like AI. AI is a huge narrative right now. Obviously, for those of you who know, We jumped into PYR a couple of days ago. Obviously, I couldn't let you guys know on the stream. I've just started getting back into streaming, but what we'll do is we'll try and cover a few alts before I end off the stream today. So just at the top of the bat, Bitcoin at 17,300-ish, finally broken 17K. Amazing news. Ethereum looking to push towards that 1420 level, which we've spoken about here on the show a couple of times. Tether not doing anything, which is perfect. BNB amongst the rest of the top 10 are pushing ever so slightly, but efficiently. I don't want to jinx it. I'm loving it. I know you guys are loving it too. Dogecoin is up 10% today. What does that mean for the rest of the meme space? Stuff like that to consider. Obviously, like I mentioned to you guys earlier on, Solana is up 23% and it's up 70% ish over the last week. Insane, absolutely insane. Pretty much a 2x from Solana. Now, one I'm looking at the moment is Shiba. I do think Shiba is going to start pushing behind Doge, right just shy off the top 10, looking ready. Crypto Mac will chart that for us, and we'll get a chart going for that. Let's go over to the charts. All right, now looking at Bitcoin, there's a lot to really talk about here. What I've done is I've started from the monthly time frame. Yes, I could start from the yearly time frame, but everybody knows that 9 days ago a yearly candle was printed. And if you don't know, now you know. Welcome to the NJ show. Like and subscribe, bottom right hand corner. So for those of you guys who are frequently viewing this channel, you guys will know that this is my macro range, all right, for Bitcoin. And from when we were at 40K, we were preparing for this range, and we were preparing for an event that might allow us to trade this range. So what's happened? Now, before we break this down, the first thing that you guys need to understand is that trading is a game of stops. The question that you're always asking yourself in trading is, where is the liquidity? And don't be confused by that if you're new to this game. Where is the liquidity is almost exactly the same as where are the stop losses. All right? Because if you get stopped out, the market takes your money. All right? So what's actually happened here now? For us to break into this range that we've got right here, we've had to take out some stops. We took out these stops right here, which comes in December 2020. We've taken these stops out here now over to November 2022, almost 2 years later. And now we are starting to push back up. So the next question I want to ask you guys is, where are the stops? Well, naturally speaking, the stops would be here. If anybody was shorting this market, and we'll change that to a different color, something completely different. Don't know, yellow might be a bit extravagant, pink or something. Cool. That's where the stops are going to be. All right. Likewise, the stops are going to be resting underneath here as well. So if we mark that out here like this too, and there you go. Now you have the first question that we always answer, which is, where is price trapped? So we know where price is trapped. It's trapped between this low and this high. If price cracks this high here and we start trending towards the upside, naturally we're going to be looking toward 25K, which I've seen a lot of people talking about very recently. But first, we've got to see what price does in this choppy, ugly area that we've got here, going from the bottom area here, which is about 15.4, all the way to the top, which falls in at roughly around 21,500. All right. Very, very difficult to ascertain how far the market will go. The market can even potentially top out here. This little block that we've got here, confluent with a range level that we've got here as well, market could top out here as well. But F all of that, let's remove these. I want to break it down a bit deeper. So what we'll do is we'll go into the weekly. Now, from a sort of broader standpoint, it does look like a bearish retest. However, we have to take into consideration that we have made a higher low now. The rest of the board is starting to push up. It's not just Bitcoin by itself. The S&P is rallying, ETH is rallying, altcoins is rallying. All eyes are on Bitcoin at the moment. But for Bitcoin to do what it's done now, it's looking decent. We've got a very, very decent double bottom at the bottom here. We are right below resistance, but we're consolidating right below resistance. Could this be a little deviation? Remains to be seen. Hold on. Could this be a deviation? It remains to be seen. Even if it is a deviation, what I'm thinking here is that we've taken the stops out here now. All right. We've taken monthly stops out all the way from here. And the market is giving us a bounce, right? Considering how low the market has dropped from November 2021, it's not unusual or unlikely that we'd be expecting some sort of bounce like this. All right. I don't think it's a big deal anyway. Where could this bounce end? Well, like I said, right up top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out a range, okay, for us to play with, for us to look into. And I'm going to mark this range from here. Hold on a second. I want to take, first I'll start with this low and I'll bring it to, sorry about that. First, I'm going to start with this low and I'm going to bring it over to this high. I think this high should do it. Let me bring that here like this. So I've marked out this low. Just bear with me. It's a little bit choppy, but bear with. So if we zoom in, and then I want this low. That's it. Perfect. And then I want exactly like that. All right. So there's a reason I've marked this range out. All right. And I want you guys to have a quick look as to why. So on the weekly, what have we done? We've identified our range. We've got our range low. We've got our range high. This is where price is trapped for the time being. Now, what we've done is if we expand this chart a little bit, and you'll see this much clearer on the lower time frame. If this is our range, and this is our range low, and this is our range high, well, notice what's happened. I started this episode 10 minutes ago with a conversation piece about where the liquidity is, where are the stops resting. Now, if this is our range low and this is our range high, the stops will be resting below the range low. The stops will be resting above the range high, the extreme ends of the range. The mid range, you expect it to be choppy and ugly. You do. All right. Now, we've made this original low. All right. We've made the original low here and then we sweeped it. As soon as we sweeped it, what did price do? Price sweep the range high. Okay. Now, what's happened since then is we've come down, but rather than making a lower low where we should have retested from here and we should have nuked off. We didn't. We made a higher low, a double bottom, if you want to say, with a thin move right here. And the stops naturally are resting right above this candle here, right above this swing high here. Probably safest bet would be right here where the over under is. All right. So trade safely. Make sure you guys trade safely. For me, what do I expect for Bitcoin to do here? Well, if we zoom in like this and we look at the H4, for me right now, it's pretty obvious where you'd be looking to sort of get on board. If you weren't on board already and you were looking for some sort of pullback, naturally the clear level that you'd be looking at here is the 16,902 level. Now, as naturally as that looks, don't be too sharp. Okay. So for instance, I don't want to buy exactly 16,902. What I'd be looking to do is I'd be looking to do something like this. Like that. All right. Anything in this area is a buying opportunity. Now, I'm already on board. I've already got some altcoins as well. So I'm going to be looking to trade those as the market continues to unfold. But what I'd be looking for Bitcoin, and it's a maybe, it's a very, very small maybe. I don't know if it will do this, but if we could get something that comes in like this, and then maybe we do something like this, and then we can start going at least until this area here. You can see why I've marked it out. You can see how it's confluent, and then we can start targeting this area here, 18.3, and then we can start targeting higher. All right. Ultimately, we can put many price action take profits on this chart, but what the market does is completely different, and that's where it gets special. You've got to know how to play the market in order to get those levels that you're looking for. All right. It's very easy. Like I could mark out a target. I could mark out a target all the way up here. I could say, yeah, you know what? We're going to go all the way up here to 25K, 30K, 35K, lots and lots of range levels. But for now, we've got to play what this market is giving us. And right now, to me, it's looking like an ascending triangle. All right. Something along the lines of this. This is very roughly drawn. Okay. Some sort of an ascending channel in some way, shape, or form. We're seeing something like that. Okay. And what I'm thinking the market does is either it breaks out to the upside and then gives us the nuke, or it's going to continue squeezing until it gives us that breakout, something like this. Boom, boom. Okay, that's what I'm expecting. Overall, we have to keep in mind that nothing has actually happened to get us bullish. The S&P has rallied. We know that. Tell this to your friends. If somebody says, "Yo, fam, well, you're still on this crypto thing, yeah? Hey, Bitcoin's doing all right, you know." Tell them, "Hey, friend, look, I'm the expert. I'll tell you what's going on. The reason Bitcoin's going up is because the S&P's going up. S&P going up, creating a risk-on environment. All right. Atmosphere has changed. You guys want to play this for as long as risk on is here. All right. No more and no less. Make sure you guys keep that in mind. I've seen this before. I've lost money on this before. I don't want any of you lovely people to lose money on this. All right. 2019, January was horrible for me. Okay. I'm telling you now, there were many altcoins that I traded and I made great profit on them, and then because I was playing spot, because my stop losses were manual, price came, price just came crashing down. I kept thinking every support level was going to work. None of it worked. All right. So keep in mind, we are in a bear market still. The bear market isn't over yet. All right. This is a bear market rally, and that is fact. All right. There's no reason for the S&P to climb. The narrative is the reason that it's climbing. It's climbing because inflation has gone lower. That's bullish, but inflation is still high. That's the read between the line scenario. Um, FOMC. We've got FOMC in a month, right? The previous FOMC that we have, was it 100 BPS increase? No, it wasn't. Was it 75? No, it wasn't. It was 50. All right. The next one is probably going to be 25. Now, although they're increasing those rates, it's still bearish. All right. So, short term, the market is going to give you a lovely, lovely bounce. Why? Because we've got inflation coming in lower. That's amazing. It's all working. We're going to be okay. We've got the FOMC that's going to be nearly a month away, 3 weeks away, right? February, which means that we've got more reason now with lower inflation, with a risk on environment for us to keep rallying over the course of the next 2-3 weeks. But one thing I will tell you is I can't prove it to you on the charts right here, but this bear market rally, it only lasts for 4x. So one thing I want you guys to keep in mind before we move on is pick your favorite altcoin. Okay, pause the video for a second. Pick your favorite altcoin. Dig into that altcoin. Find the reasons that you want to get long, whatever reasons that may be, and then once the coin starts moving, keep in mind somewhere between 3 to 4x. All right, somewhere between that, the market comes toppling down. I've seen it too many times, and I don't see any difference in this one. So keep it calm, keep it cool. Trade if you guys want to trade. Don't get sucked in. All right. And well, let's just play this bear market for what it gives us. All right. Provided that the price action is there, provided that the volatility is there. And that's what these risk on environments do. They give us volatility. And that is what we love in crypto. All right. When volatility comes, that's when all your favorite influencers are tweeting, charting, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, that was your scoop on Bitcoin. 20 minutes done. Run through the news, 5 minutes each, and then I'm going to shoot. All right. If you haven't already, make sure you smash a like on the video, leave a comment if you haven't already, and make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Share the stream, share the channel. We'll be coming live more throughout 2023. Show's a little bit calm today, show's a little bit quick, but that's because I'm getting myself back into it. But I expect that the streams will pick up more as crypto unfolds, especially over the coming weeks. All right. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about here, just to cover it, what I do is I like to cover news to make sure that you guys are up to date, so that there's no one that comes out of nowhere and takes you guys by surprise. Anyone in the NJ community should be up to date on pretty much everything. Nickerman here says, NJ, how about spot buying? That's all I'm doing, mate. That's all I'm doing. Look, leverage trading and spot trading, don't get caught up in the ego lifting of crypto. All right. What tends to happen is in crypto, it's the same as gym, right? You go to the gym and you'll see, like, I'll give you an example. Let's take Mac as an example. He can lift way more than I can lift, right? But over the last 3 months, he'll lift with me. There will be no ego lifting. He will lift with me. Once I'm where he needs me to be, that's when we'll start ramping up these sessions. And it's with crypto Twitter, you'll meet one of these nerds that come gym, and yeah, they got size. So what they do is, to make themselves look bigger, they just lift as heavy as they can to show you that, look at me, look how strong I am. And it's the same in crypto. People will make you think that, oh, if you're not a leverage trader, you're nothing. You're low. You're probably not even making money. It's not about the money you make. It's about the trade that you take. That rhymed unnecessarily, but that's what it is. All right. The trade that you take, if you get that trade right, I respect you more than the person who threw in 100 grand and made a quick 0.5%. You'll get there when you need to get there, but don't ignore crypto Twitter. Take it easy on crypto YouTube. Use it for confluence. Use it to increase your knowledge, and then make your own decisions as you go along. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys today is quickly about FTX. FTX spending 40 million freaking dollars on food, flights, and hotels in just 9 months. That's 40 million of all our money. Anybody who was involved in FTX. We're not going to read this article, more so just to give you an indication of how silly these people were. Okay, think about it from your own perspective. All right, if you're a, if let me think of an example here. Let's talk about Man United. Okay, for me, Man United is the best club in the whole wide world. All right, they're billionaires, the owners. I expect them to make correct decisions. I expect them to be financially capable. There's an expectation that comes with the type of money and bag that you've got. And they're stupid. They're actually stupid. I could run that club better than they could. And they're so much more richer than anybody else I know. Similarly, with FTX, this is the bear market. They were not aware. The euphoria even got to them. This brother was worth, how many billions was he worth? He was worth like 15 billion or something, and that was after the crash started happening. So, again, the reason I'm happy that this story is here today, it goes so well with this bear market rally that we've got. And the idea behind it is you've got to lock in your profits. Okay. Do not tune into this stream, listen to me talk for half an hour, 40 minutes, go back to the chart and lose money. That's not what I want to hear. I do not want DMs from you guys looking at higher probability setups and failing. All right. You buy the range low, you sell a sweep of the range high. Okay. Ignore the mid range. We don't need, look, Bitcoin's at the mid range now. Yes, we have confluence, but we've all got on board already. A lot of us are on board. Okay. So we don't really need this setup unless you're very heavily focused on leverage. All right. And if you're leverage trading, unless your name is Saeed or unless your name is Trader XO, I don't want to have a conversation with you about it. I don't want to talk to someone who's been trading for 5 months over somebody who's been trading for 7 to 11 years. All right? Exactly. And there are some people out there who claim they've been here for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. Mate, I knew you 3 years ago. You didn't know fuck all. You just get that in the space. So keep off crypto Twitter. Like, even if you are there, have fun, use it for informational, but don't. You guys know what I'm saying. All right. So spot buying, going back to the question, I'm down for spot buying. I'm holding a fat bag of PYR and I'm up, G. I'm up, which we'll look at right after we do the news. All right, so this is what we'll do. I'm going to spend 10 minutes talking about FTX, Binance, and Arbitrum. Okay, and in the meantime, you guys drop a few altcoins in the chat. Make sure you talk about PYR as well. I want to talk about PYR first. All right, so get some altcoins going for me in the chat while I discuss this. Listen to me in the background, and we'll chart some altcoins before we head off. All right. So FTX, going back to what I was just saying a minute ago, it's really silly how people with so much money could not anticipate a market cycle reversing. It's so silly how, I find it bizarre how you can have billions and billions of dollars and go back to zero. I'd understand if you had 100K and you went back to zero. I'd understand if you had 2 mil and you went back to zero. But once you hit 10 mil, you've got to level up your game, my friend. You've really, really got to level up your game. Wealth management. If you can't do it, pay someone else to do it for you, But FTX, we're going to continue seeing news like this. We're going to continue seeing silliness like this. It's not even worth reading, but more so to give you guys the take profit example. All right. People that have a million times more than what you have aren't smarter than you. Okay. People that have a million times more than you have, guess what? They're not here. They're not here on live stream listening to somebody talk about crypto, trying to learn everything they can. They've done it. They've made it. And by the time they get back to zero, it's very difficult to get yourself back out of that hole and restart the grind. All the lions, all the the keen people, all the future for crypto, all the class of 2024 is all here right now in this chat. Okay. So it's imperative that you guys are trading better. It's imperative that you guys are. Oh my goodness. A big shout out to my mentor in the chat. A big shout out to Trader SC. Thank you, SC, for tuning in. Really appreciate you, my bro. Lots and lots of love to you. Just I get gassed in it when I see you or EXO in the chat. But going back to what I was saying, it's imperative that you guys don't make those mistakes. These mistakes, they come far and few. All right. It's those type of mistakes that really put you back in the hole. And it's usually one mistake that does it. You could take 2-3 trades, make a heap of money, and then lose it on getting half a trade wrong because you're over risking, you're going crazy. All right. So look, as I said before, this is a bear market rally. People like this don't understand that. Don't be like people like this. Don't look at millionaires and think, yeah, I want to be like him. Ignore that. All right. You want to be the best version of yourself. Moving along, moving along. They're coming for Binance again. They're coming for Binance again. US subpoenas hedge funds in probe of crypto exchange Binance. I'm not going to go into this. We're going to see more of this throughout the bear market. They're trying their best to take out Binance. And notice as well how this is Binance US, not Binance International. However, they still make it look like it's Binance as a whole. They really want to FUD crypto. They don't like crypto at all whatsoever. People are making lots of money on crypto. The banks are making money on crypto. Like they're making more money than all of us are on crypto, and yet they still don't want you in control of your money. You see, the problem with crypto is if you're holding your funds on MetaMask or your Ledger or whatever, policeman can't come and chat shit to me. Taxman can't come say nothing to me. The bank can't send me a letter saying we've withdrawn your funds or we've frozen your account. They can't do that. So what they're going to do is throughout the bear market, they're really going to try and capitalize on beating crypto up. So don't be worried if you see something like this. Federal prosecutors are examining American hedge funds. They're blah, blah, shut up. They're not going to do anything to Binance. Binance is the leading spot exchange in the space. If I'm going to trade, I'm going to trade on Binance. All right. I'm not going to have all my funds there. I think EXO gave us a fantastic example a couple of weeks ago when he was doing the Trading Journal Part 1. I was a guest on that show as well, so make sure you go check that out. You know, this is not going to go very far. Excellent example would be you take 100K, you take 20K, put it in your Binance account, do your thing, keep 80K free. All right. You've got 5 opportunities to get it wrong. All right. Don't fuck it up. That's Binance. And then finally, Arbitrum. We've actually never talked about Arbitrum on this stream. Now, Arbitrum is an interesting one. The reason I've never brought it up is because we had that layer 2 spike in the bull market. We saw the likes of Solana, Polkadot, Matic. What was Polkadot, a layer 2? No, it's not. It's a layer 1. We had the likes of Solana, Matic. Somebody give me a layer 2. Somebody give me a layer 2. Somebody give Phantom, Polygon. Phantom is a layer 2. Is Tron a layer 2 now? I do think that Tron's a layer 2. Avalanche is a layer 1. Cosmos is a layer 1. Chainlink layer 1. Somebody give me OP. There you go. Thank you, my love. Lily, saving the day. So we saw the likes of these coins really going wild during the bull market. And obviously, Arbitrum is another layer 2. Arve, yep. I see everybody in the chat correcting me. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for telling NJ he's wrong. That's my community. Students become the teacher quick out here, fam. I tell you that. Well, anyway, Arbitrum is another layer 2 solution. Now, Arbitrum, everybody's bullish on it, especially with the airdrop that's coming. I don't think the airdrop is available anymore. I think if you got involved at the time, you did. Either you did or you didn't. Otherwise, you got to buy it on the open market. But, I'm not really worried or afraid when it comes to Arbitrum. I don't think that this market is in a great place. Depending on how they launch, it could end up being very similar to Wanchain. The market is yet to decide how it wants to go. So, the big thing about this is even though it hasn't launched yet, you've got Opensea adding support for Arbitrum Nova. Now, Arbitrum 1 is the actual layer 2 solution. I think Nova is the gas, right? Nova is a layer 2 blockchain designed to provide data availability at low cost. So it must be 1 then. That's the gas. So you've got, there we go. So in September, Opensea added support for Arbitrum Nova's sister layer 2, scaling solution network called Arbitrum One. So I guess they're both layer 2 solutions. All right. Opensea adding support for them, all good, all appreciated. But at the time being, I'm not bullish enough on this market to be telling everyone I've got a crazy new altcoin that's going to 100x, la la la. Now's not the time for that. There will be a time for it. But in the meantime, that's half an hour. We've done a bit of Bitcoin. We've done a bit of news. Let's have a look at a few altcoins and then I'm going to shoot. All right. If you haven't already, make sure you smash a like on the video. We'll start very quickly with PYR because that's the one I'm in. Pump my bags. And with PYR, what are we looking at? So if we have a quick look, let me just bend this chart a little bit here. With PYR, it's not very complicated what I've done. All right. What I've done is I'll break it down for you guys. I'll break it down for you guys like this. So what I've done with PYR, it's simple. All right. PYR, the beautiful thing about PYR is it works in very, very, very clean ranges. You see, you've got a range up here, range low bottom here, then you've got the gap fill, and then you've got your range here. So what I've done is I've used my little over under pattern that everybody should know about. Everybody here follows SCNX, so everybody knows over unders. And what I've done is I've marked out a level. Why is it doing that like this? I've marked out this here like this. Okay, so there's my over under. We've got the range high, we've got the range low, we've got a nice sort of double bottom forming here. And also, if you guys know, if you guys watched XO stream the other day, he quoted Paracurve. Now, I was talking to Crypto AM and Crypto Mac about this a couple of weeks ago. I love the three drives move. Okay, some people call it three triple touch points or three drives or three white soldiers or three double bottoms. I'm not sure what people call it, but for me, I love it too. And it's something that I've used in the past. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and you've got the double bottom confluential as well. So what I did was it was very simple. This is where I got on board Pyre. All right. I see you in the chat there, Mac. I see you in the chat talking about Pyre. Pyre USDT. And SC's in the chat as well. So he'll hear the Irish accent too. Pyre USDT. So what I did was I marked out this area here. This is the area I really wanted to get in. And lo and behold, I think I got filled twice or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I did. Now, if we zoom out a little bit, we've got some pretty clear targets here as well. Like I said before with Pyre, it's very clean in how it operates in price. Look at this mid-range. Okay. It's everything that's going below it tells a story of its own. Everything above it tells a story of its own, which means that there's two areas of trading that we need to look at. The first area is, of course, the mid-range. Second area is the range high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it as though our TP should be mid-range. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out this here like this. Like this. And here is our range. Okay. Now, in my opinion, we can go lower. We can, like Frederico is asking here, saying, NJ, do you reckon we may get a retest of 298? Look, I'm not calling it off the cards. All right. Powell is speaking tomorrow. I'm not expecting tomorrow to be bullish. Okay. I'm expecting the CPI data print to come in lower, but overall, I'm not expecting it to be bullish. Could we get some sort of a retest lower down? It's very possible. Is it likely? Not really, unfortunately. I don't think so. All right. You got to take in mind the context. Tell the story of Pyre. We've got the range high. We sweep the range low. Okay. You guys see here. Let me, where's that little highlighter? There it is. Okay. We sweep the range low. Then we come up. We sweep the range high. Now we've swept the range low. We've double bottomed. What do you think happens next? Okay. Obviously, I'm not going to say we're going straight to range high. If we did, then fantastic. I'm a spot buyer. I'll sell, like, you know what I mean? But overall, let's do level to level. So we've already got a pullback now, and that falls in at the mid-range, the 25% of this overall range here, coming in at 325. We're at 323 right now. You could potentially buy some now with your stop being below the range low at 274s. Otherwise, you can wait for lower down or wait for the mid-range to break. Now, for me personally, I've come to the conclusion that I'm just not very good at trading mid-ranges. I better off with the range extremes. So the range high, range low. So look, really and truly, I'm going to be holding this for the short term. I think that we are going to get range high. I think we are going to get a sweep of this 545 level up here. If that happens, I'm going to wait and see what happens. If we close below this range high later on down the line, maybe I'll cut it, maybe I'll exit it. Otherwise, we'll see how high this thing wants to go. Don't be too alarmed. Look at this from the higher time frame. Do not go below the daily and the H4. Don't do that. You will shoot yourself in the foot. This is a daily macro double bottom. Okay, daily might not constitute as macro, but if you use daily as one of your highest time frames, then this is a macro double bottom. So don't fade this. All right. Hey Aya. Hey love. Hope you're doing good. So yeah, so that's Pyre. Now let's look at GRT for Lily. GRT, does this fall into the AI? Does this fall into the AI narrative? By the way, somebody in the chat, let me know if this falls into the AI narrative. If it does, then it might change a little bit of. Yo, GRT looks shit, man. Sorry for those who are watching this recorded. I'm sorry if you have any kids in the room. But GRT looks really kind of atrocious, you know. It doesn't really look good. Like, one sec. Okay, so that's where price is trapped. Let's see what the weekly's looking like. Yo, GRT's looking all right on the weekly, you know. Hey, who called it? Was it Lily? Lily, you're doing all right, Lily. You're doing all right. So look, it's really and truly the same thing. All right. I see you giggling there, Lily. I see you giggling. Well, it's pretty much the same thing. All right. Again, on the weekly, this is a double bottom. It's a higher low. If we're going to take the range, higher range, low concept into it, we've already swept the range low. We found support here. That's what makes me think that we've swept this range low. We can even move this a little bit higher like that. All right. And yeah, I mean, we've got some pretty easy targets here for GRT. That's how I'd play it. That's exactly how I'd play it. Obviously, right now we are in that horrible place, that mid-range. So just give it some time. Give it some time. The time to get on board is clearly not right at this minute. You don't buy resistance. So what I'd be looking to do is I'll look for two areas. All right. If we break the mid-range, it needs to do something. It needs to do something like this, man. It's to get on board for that range high. It needs to break somewhere like this. All right. And it needs to do something like that to get to the range high. All right. Now this will obviously happen on the lower time frame. Let's go to the daily. There we go. So that's how I'm identifying GRT. For me personally, I'm not liking this fast move down, fast move up. I'd prefer if it did maybe if it wanted to consolidate here for a bit, or maybe we can get one push down. Okay, something like this. There we go. I would like to see something like that. So that's what I'm looking at for GRT. Is that clear? Shall we move on? PYR Floki. Floki, we got Floki in the chat. All right, let's do Floki. Floki will be big for the next cycle. I agree. I do agree it will be big. Should we use Gate? Yo, what was that? Oh, Flow USD pre. I thought Floki was on Binance. I was gonna get excited there. All right, so Floki, let's delete this chart. Let's delete this chart. Okay, so for Floki, what have we got here for Floki? Yeah, all right, let's do it like this. There we go. All right, so this is what I did for Floki, right? So what I've done is I've marked out my range high as the bottom of this move right here. So this move here was where we got screwed, right? And this run here was the August rally that we had. So you'll see it on Bitcoin too. It's the exact same chart that we've got for Bitcoin too, all right? Where we had this little order block here that capped the market. Then we had the August run, and then everything dumped. To be honest with you, Floki right here is looking all right. It's not looking bad. I do think we can go a little bit lower. I do think we can, but with Doge rallying, maybe, maybe yeah, maybe yeah. It's not the best chart I've seen, albeit, but I'm seeing what you guys are seeing here for Floki. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the little descending channel that we've got here. Maybe not like that. Maybe like this. There we go. Right. So yeah. So look, I mean that channel is just for confluence, right? But what I'd be thinking for Floki is somewhere hold like this, somewhere around this area here, the 83 million market cap area, and then we can play it to the mid range here for a 20%. All right. I wouldn't be looking for anything higher than that 20%. If we're going to go to the range high, the market will have to unfold. There are way better setups out there than Floki right now. So that's my take on Floki. And have we got anything in the chat? If we don't, I'm going to shoot. No, we don't. All right, cool. So that's your market update. I hope everybody's doing well. Happy New Year to everybody. Please make sure you are smashing up the likes, whether you're watching this recorded or you're watching this live. Need to get those likes to over 100. Subscribe if you haven't already, bottom right hand corner, and I'll see you guys tomorrow when Powell speaks. All right. Cheers.